And that's right. Tom is hosting.
Toasting?
He's toasting.
Toast.
Oh.
Have you ever... Good evening. It is Thursday, February 9th. This is not the penultimate. This is the ultimate show before Super Bowl 50. How many X's?
57.
Golly. We're getting old. I remember when Super Bowl was just, 2 X's, and now we've got L's and V's and X's and all that stuff in there.
Just wait till Super Bowl C in 1968.
Yes. So, yeah, Super Bowl C.
Yep.
What is C?
100.
Oh, yeah.
100.
Circa.
Yes. We'll be lucky if we make it there. My old ass will still be commenting and talking smack.
Ooh, 53 more years?
No,
actually 43.
47. 43. Wow.
Yes.
Hey, guys. Check it out. I will be joining Russell Wilson's charity group to help do math very soon.
Do math.
Very soon.
Boost that 25% to 33%. There you go.
So today's episode will be a full Super Bowl preview. I know everyone's talked about it to death. It's like the hype train is losing steam as it pulls into the station in Glendale so that we can actually play this freaking game. But that's what we're going to talk about. Tree and I talked about it for 8 hours on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you already did that whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a fun time, though.
It was good. We interviewed the Portland Pickles mascot, and he communicated only via sign language and writing on signs. And he said his favorite player of all time was Pickles Dillhofer, which was great.
Exploding Whale Night, dude.
Yeah, he also referenced Exploding Whale Night, which could accurately describe most dating sites on most dating.
I'm not familiar with Exploding Whale Night.
You don't know the story of the exploding whale? So this dead whale washes up on the beach in Portland, Oregon, I think, or somewhere on the West Coast. And instead of
Portland, Oregon is not on the coast, but
okay, it's close. There's a river or something. It's in Washington.
River.
It comes in Washington State. And so it ends up on this beach, and they don't know what to do. They're like, "Oh, we could chop it up, or we could just drag it back into the water." And somebody just gets this brilliant idea of stuffing the whale's carcass with dynamite, like a turkey. Like they're just shoving dynamite up this whale's ass, and then they're like, "All right, let's just wire this. Okay, we'll get back 600 feet from it, and then we'll drop the plunger." And we'll be done with this whale carcass, and maybe some birds or something will come eat it. Well, they dropped the plunger and they put way too much dynamite in it. They put so much, they put a car full of dynamite. It starts raining whale pieces in the city of whatever municipality decided to blow up this whale. It's literally raining whale chunks, and it's all over the city. All the spectators that had come there had to dive for cover and go underneath their cars and stuff because they're just getting pelted with bits and pieces of this dead whale, and it stunk to high heaven. So the entire go ahead.
Did it affect a game? Did it happen in a game?
No. Oh. So the Pickles, what they did was they did a promotion where they did an exploding whale, where they brought out a whale carcass and blew it up with their fireworks and stuff in the middle of the stadium.
Oh, no.
I don't think it rained.
I see.
Whale bits, but yes.
All
right. Super Bowl 57 is coming up. It is the Chiefs. It is the what's that other team?
Philly,
the Eagles.
Favorite division rival.
I
see a tail wagging.
You guys talk. I gotta feed the dog.
As Adam is feeding his dog, and as we're talking about the big game, why don't you get in on the action over at Draftkings?
I'll miss you.
He's a good boy.
Good doggy. The big game, guys. It's finally here. And some people go to the big game. They go to the parties for the chili. Other goes for the chips, the dips. But only those in the know are there for the real action. And the real action can only be found at DraftKings, which is why we here at Clickbait Sports have teamed up with the kings of the draft. It's to give all new customers a winning offer. New customers, all you got to do is sign up for DraftKings using our code ClickBait. Link in the description there. Bet at least $5 on the big game, and you'll instantly receive an additional $200 into bonus bets. Clickbait. Now, with those bonus bets, why don't you try a same game parlay where you combine multiple bets from one game, like the big game, like which team will have the most passing yards and who will score the first touchdown
Definitely gonna be the Chiefs
of the night for even bigger winnings. Again, that's code ClickBait. Download the app, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets after making that $5 wager on the big game.
Holla, holla.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, just before we get started, if you guys follow Scooter on Twitter, we just want to let everyone know, our audience, that we're thinking about Scooter. His father has been on this show. He got to, we did a bit with him calling Tom. Great guy. Without him, there is no Scooter. There is no obnoxious Dallas Cowboys fan. But Scooter, we're thinking of you. We're thinking of your family, and we're praying and pulling for you. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about this game. What do you think is the key to this game, Brandon Perno? We will all go around and explain what we think is our main key focus for this game. And what is that duck behind you?
Duck, you mean this?
It's a penguin.
It's a puppet.
Oh,
Yeah, this was from like a promotion back 2014 or 15. So this is what this is. Patrick Hornquist got a hat trick, so a bunch of them got thrown on the ice. I kept mine.
Oh, is that a finger puppet?
No, it's there's no hole in there, so you're good.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for showing me the duck's ass.
Yeah.
Oh, only ducks. $5 for an extra show.
As Dimitri Martin said, finger puppet sounds good as a noun.
Maybe so.
Hold on.
Brandon.
That's true. That's a good stat.
Yeah. It ain't happening this year.
What's the key to the Super Bowl?
Yes, the one, if you could nail it down to one thing, what are you going to be looking for?
The Eagles to win or the Chiefs
for either
to win?
team? For either, just narrow it down to one singular thing.
Cheating. Figure out how to cheat would be my first suggestion.
That's interesting.
If I'm the Eagles, I'm trying to fall on Patrick Mahomes' ankle every time I tackle him. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm trying to fall on Jalen Hurts' shoulder every time I tackle him. Those are your keys to victory. Slowing down those quarterbacks. I think the Eagles they both have the defensive fronts to get after the quarterbacks. The Eagles have all the sacks. The Chiefs also have had like an insane pressure rate this season. It's, I don't know. Can you keep Patrick Mahomes from extending plays? And when the Eagles design runs with Jalen Hurts, can you force those to be like no gains? Like when he's able to rip off, 15, 20 yards with those, with those runs.
Really funny joke.
Hey, Sean Payton comes to my team and we embrace how he coaches the game, which is dirty AF.
Mm-hmm.
We should put a bounty on that.
Yeah.
I didn't say I condone it. I'm just saying what they would possibly do.
Well,
The way
if they
they would
get
be
Greg
looking at it
Williams
to
as their
be-
defensive
to be
coordinator, we know where they're going to go.
Yeah. Who is your defensive coordinator, by the way, Brandon?
We
Have
don't
you hired
have one
one?
yet.
Yeah.
No.
It's not going to be Vic Fangio.
Nope. Fangio went to Miami.
Oh yeah,
we lost Ejiro Evero. Brian Flores went to the Vikings.
It's Greg Williams. Greg Williams. Come on.
It is going to be Greg Williams.
Greg Williams, get those bounties ready. You're going to break Justin Herbert's ankles, and you're going to break Patrick Mahomes' ankles.
Wasn't Hugh Jackson a defensive coordinator?
He was. He was.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could hire Hugh Jackson.
For the Bengals, I believe.
Yeah, he'll be very successful for you.
But wait a minute, we have Greg Williams. He's our new corners coach.
Ooh, Triple G.
We just signed him from the Cardinals. Yeah.
Ooh. That guy is insane. Tree, what is the key to the Super Bowl 50,000?
I know Dustin Shores actually mentioned it in the super chat, but I felt this for a while. The key is going to be both lines, trenches. It's going to be how can the Chiefs' defensive line, can they do anything against the Eagles' offensive line? And can the Chiefs' offensive line hold their own against that ridiculously deep and talented Eagles defensive line? Because my feeling is, like, if things don't go well, especially considering that Frank Clark hasn't been Frank Clark this year, Chris Jones is going to have to be Herculean. I mean, Lane Johnson's still kind of banged up, but at the same time, they've still been pretty solid. And at the same time, it might get ugly if they lose the trench battle. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. And if Kansas City can't hold their own on that side, that's what cost them in the last Super Bowl. Because remember, they were down both tackles. They were without Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher. So that's what cost them, especially against the Bucs. Like Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul just feasted all game. And if that happens again, game over. Doesn't matter how good Mahomes is.
And the Philly's got arguably the best offensive line in the NFL. The Chiefs, have like the second or third best offensive line? And they're both going against teams that could. It's a really good matchup. I just don't know where it's going to break. And maybe like the one advantage Philly has really is their receiving weapons. There's more high caliber receiving weapons. Like the Chiefs, it's Travis Kelsey, and it feels like it's a different guy who just steps up every week. Versus the Eagles, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert, whatever, always very, very good. So maybe that's where Philly has an advantage, but I don't know.
The Eagles need the Chiefs to put Sky Moore back there as a returner. That would help them a lot. But honestly, like these two teams have very similar strengths. They both have mobile QBs. They both have QBs that can extend. They both have playmakers. The one advantage that I see on offense is while Isaiah Pacheco is really good, I don't think they commit to the ground game enough, talking about the Chiefs. And the Eagles, they could do either or. If running the ball's not working, then they can go to the air, and they've been able to do both successfully this season. So I think it's just going to kind of be okay, let's see where the Chiefs defense is going to falter. Is it going to be in the secondary, or is it going to be at the line of scrimmage where we're going to run it down their throats, like with Gainwell or Boston Scott and of course Miles Sanders? So I don't know. I think they have that advantage. The problem is I just can't overlook the Chiefs. It's so tough because I'm the Eagles, they definitely have a great shot at winning this game. And then there's Patrick Mahomes. And I will say the fact that he was not mobile at all during that Jacksonville game, and Jacksonville was bringing pressure. They could not get home. Cincinnati's pass rush couldn't really get after Mahomes. I feel like if the offensive line, which is now healthy of the Chiefs, and it's a completely different one from that last Super Bowl, I feel like they could have a day. But I think it's gonna be a close game. It should be really, really fun.
Should be. I'm taking the over in this game because I think the script writers have they put that envelope underneath the door, and there were lots of points. We would like to see lots of points because that's what we're going to see. My thing is okay, we talked for 8 hours about the Super Bowl on Tuesday. That's all we talked about, 8 hours. Yep. Besides the part where we interviewed a pickle.
We did talk a little baseball and some hockey.
We did. We talked about baseball and the games that we have. A little bit of hockey. By the way, Rangers got Tarasenko today, so
good get for you.
Incoming. Yeah, I want us to add something on the blue line too. Anyways, the one thing that we did not talk about was Spagnuolo and his blitz rate, and that to me is the key. Did you just fart? Was that? That sounded like a good out right there. Or was that just your chair, a little noise with your chair? Because I heard a fart.
I don't know. I don't think there was.
You don't know whether you farted or not?
No, it shouldn't have been a fart.
Was a fart.
It was probably the chair. Yeah. Is it this? Yeah, it's a chair. It's the chair.
Oh, okay. Because as soon as you straighten up, it was like,
By the way, folks, just
it's this. It's the chair. It's the chair.
If Brandon Perna loses today, we're gonna make him get a poster of this and hang it in his background.
Ooh.
So
I have a punishment due. I still have not watched it.
You done did it,
Brady. I think Brandon should have to recreate that photograph.
No, but he'd do that happily. That's
easy.
That's
true. He wouldn't do that as a punishment.
That's just how Brandon wakes up, and then we'd all look at his body and be like, "Damn, I wish we had that." No. He's got to have a shirtless Tom Brady in the background.
Yes, look how in shape Brandon is because he's always showing off his body with his freaking dick clipper commercials and all that stuff.
Hey, shirtless Brandon Perna was in the first minute of Jess's new vlog. It's a true story.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
It's a true story.
I'll have to go watch that and toss off later. No, it's Spagnuolo's defense. Like the blitz rate. So there a lot of talk is about the two deep safeties, right? Like two deep safeties, the shell, whether they're gonna run zone, whether they're gonna try to man up. Like, I mean, the Philly offense creates just a lot of mismatch problems for any defense. They can run the ball, they can pass the ball. Now, can they pass as effectively as Patrick Mahomes does? We'll see. But I think a lot of people sleep on Jalen Hurts' ability as a passer. But I don't think any of that really matters when you're setting pressure. And apparently, I saw a tweet by Brett Coleman, the Chiefs, I think, blitz like 55% of the time, some ridiculous amount of pressure is being sent, and from different sides, from different looks, most likely from the zone. And I'm just that because look, there's going to be points in this game, and whether Philly can score against a clever defense, I wouldn't say an overly talented Chiefs defense, but a very clever one, a very well coached one, a very aggressive one. So that to me is the matchup, is like, how aggressive do they get? There's not going to be any surprises in the game plan from either side either.
Oh, I disagree.
You think? I think
Andy
they both
Reid
go
is
with what they got.
Surprises all month long.
Well, I mean, yeah, there might be a trick play or two. Like, remember when the Patriots tried to pull that okey doke crap with Tom Brady trying to catch a pass, and he just dropped a wide open pass from, who was it that threw the ball to him? The running back. Yeah, Edelman or some shit.
Yeah, but in that same Super Bowl, Nick Foles catches a touchdown pass.
Yeah, because they
always,
did it right.
There's always a couple crazy plays, I feel like, in the Super Bowl.
Ooh, that's a good segue. Can we predict a crazy play in the Super Bowl? And what do you think it will be?
I think
we can go through some crazy prop bets.
Yes, we can. Definitely can. Nobody speak at once.
Brandon, give me a crazy play in the Super Bowl. What do you think what is the craziest thing that will happen?
Whoa.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, I already said that Andy Reid is going to have the Chiefs perform an entire game of duck, duck, goose before the ball is snapped. But when the ball is snapped, I think it's a direct snap to Kadarius Toney, who then pitches it to a reversing Juju Smith-Schuster, who throws it to a streaking Travis Kelsey. And by streaking, I, of course, mean he is running butt naked down the right sideline.
All right.
But also uncovered. Because Travis Kelsey starts to take his uniform off next to the sideline, and the Eagles think it's because he's got bees inside of his his uniform because he keeps saying the bees are stinging me, the bees are stinging me, and he's ripping off his jersey. That's why he's naked. It's not just some far-fetched thing that I just thought about. This is all part of the trick play. And then he's down the sideline, but he can't catch the ball. And that's
Scooter's here.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up?
Oh, damn.
Listen, I was like, let me slide through real quick. I missed my people. How are we doing?
We're doing good. We're talking
doing,
Super
Scooter?
Bowl predictions.
I'm doing all right. Listen, I just want to thank everyone for praying for my dad. He's doing all right. Please just continue to pray. We're taking everything a day at a time. Let's see what God has in store. So, so far, so good. And let's just see. We'll see what happens. But what are we talking about? Like,
We're talking about a trick play. What type of crazy play do you think will happen in the Super Bowl, Scooter? What do you think is going to be some off the wall madness where you're just like, what?
I can guarantee you what it won't be. I can guarantee we will not be seeing another Philly special in the Super Bowl. They've scouted for this. It will not happen again. If I had to guess of anything, though, I'm going to guess it's going to be some. Did y'all see that Eagles QB sneak that they do? What's that? How they line up and it's like almost like a kneeling victory formation?
That they get like victory formation and they just rugby throw themselves forward. Yeah.
I think they're going to do a trick play from that formation. They already showed some of it when they lined up and they did like a sweep instead of the traditional QB sneak. But yeah, they're definitely innovating with that play. And I think something like that is going to come around. Maybe like a fumble Rooski from that position. We'll see, though. We'll see.
Do you think Miles Sanders will line up at center? Sanders at all?
Listen, there's a reason why Kellen Moore is no longer with the Dallas Cowboys. I think that play had to at least have 2% of responsibility for the reason he's no longer here. 2%.
2%? Okay. 2%. Then the 98% was no play, like one playoff win in his entire.
Honestly, a lot of people think Kellen has been unfairly scapegoated. A lot of Chargers fans in my tweets chirping it up about how Kellen Moore is the greatest offensive coordinator of all time. Okay. We'll see.
I mean, I think he's going to do well in LA. I want to say San Diego every time. I'll never.
Yeah, I think we all still do. To be honest,
I'll never be convinced that they're the LA Chargers. You just will not convince me. Tom, give me a crazy play.
Really want Jason Kelsey to score a touchdown. I want it so badly.
Fat guy touchdown.
Yes. I think, and I honestly depending on how the game goes, they could mess around with it. It'd be tough because he's a pretty vital piece of the offense, and I think you might see where he is off the field. But
you can roll Landon Dickerson as a center for a play.
That's what I'm saying.
He did play center in college.
Maybe. So I would love to see that. But if there is a Jason Kelsey touchdown, that he wants it. That he wants it.
Yeah. I think he deserves it. You got to let the big guy score a touchdown, right? Like it
would be amazing if Jason Kelsey had more touchdowns than Travis Kelsey in that game.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Hell yeah. I honestly think the craziest thing that is going to happen is that the other Kelsey doesn't score a touchdown. I mean, in terms of like a crazy trick play or something like that, he sacrifices like maybe one of those plays where he catches it in the flat and then pitches it to like a Kadarius Toney or an MVS because everyone collapses on Kelsey. But I think he's going to be very focused on by Sirianni and their defense. So I'm actually betting against Kelsey scoring a tutty.
Do you think that their mom, like the Kelsey's mom, do you think that like whoever wins the Super Bowl will just be the higher ranked son, like in the hierarchy of things, and she's just going to let him know every day?
Well, for anyone that has siblings. Right. You certainly understand that love is not like sugar. Like or love is like sugar. There's a finite amount and it has to be doled out to each kid. And there's definitely a favorite. So, yeah, I think.
That was a very weird. What do you mean sugar? That was a very weird analogy.
Are you trying to say something, Five?
Yeah, like,
no,
sugar's
like
finite.
No, yes, that like okay, one kid gets more sugar than the other. Like love doesn't work. I mean, whatever. I'm just
like the powder in its powdered form. You're divvying it out.
It's like a commodity. That's what I'm saying. Like love is a commodity, and one kid is always the favorite and has more of that commodity.
So all right, so if you love a child more, that child's going to get diabetes.
Yes. So Jason Kelsey.
That's what you're going with.
Or Travis Kelsey will have the most diabetes of the
Here's
Kelsey.
the problem.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Jason Kelsey is way too likable. And this is a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's an Eagle. He's an Eagle. I'm over here looking at these TikToks, him and his brother. I'm laughing. He's over here dancing. I don't like that. I don't want to be rooting for these people. I don't want to be laughing at your TikToks and you're an Eagle. So listen, I wouldn't mind either way what the mom decides to do. But honestly, it's going to be very difficult because right now, I say Jason has it as it stands right now. Travis, you're going to have to do something.
He's the better Kelsey. Mm-hmm.
This man is hilarious.
Have y'all seen those clips of Travis Kelsey's dating show? That was insane.
Those have been.
Don't you remember watching
Twitter,
that? I watched some of that shit.
You sat through that?
I watched full episodes of that.
Ooh,
because I'm pretty sure Eric Decker also had a reality show. And I'm pretty sure I made videos about both and how bad they were. But
good old BDD.
More surprised Eric Decker had a reality show.
So what have we talked about before I got here? So
what the key to the game was? Okay, what do you think the key to the Super Bowl will be, Scooter? Since if you want to catch up.
Oh well, the key to the game is Jalen Hurts. That's the key. If Jalen Hurts has a great game, the Eagles will win, in my opinion. If Jalen Hurts has to be phenomenal to win this game, to keep pace with the scoring that I think the Chiefs are going to put up. So yeah, the game goes as Jalen Hurts goes, in my opinion, personally. And then we'll keep it there. As Jalen Hurts goes, that's how I see this game going. Oh, here's what I want to ask. Okay, I want to ask this to the chat as well. You know where I'm at with my feelings towards the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, you know how I feel about this team. I still think they're fraudulent. I think they have had the easiest path to the Super Bowl that a team has ever had, potentially. It would not surprise me if they go out and get blown out 40-3. I'm so serious. Because look at how they got here. Look at who they beat. They beat the Giants, which I could just leave it right there. They beat the Giants, who may or may not should have even been in the playoffs. Then they go and they beat the 49ers with a no Brock Purdy. No Brock Purdy. So it's just like,
didn't the Giants win the same amount of playoff games as the Cowboys this year?
Listen, you're making irrelevant arguments right now.
And didn't you guys just beat a losing team?
Nor there. We need to stay on topic. And right now the topic is the Philadelphia Eagles and their path to the Super Bowl. They have not been tested. They have not been tested.
See, but I agree somewhat, but I don't think that necessarily means they're fraudulent because that's not their fault, right? I mean,
that's true. So what I'm saying is I would not be surprised if this was a blowout because of how they got here. They're not tested. This could be literally the first test the Eagles face. And you know what? If the Eagles do go out and if the Eagles do win the Super Bowl, I'll tip my hat. I'll say, you know what? They weren't fraudulent.
How many fraudulent?
Yeah,
how many Eagles are frauds tweets are in your draft folder right now? Is it
like 50
58?
The first touchdown that the Chiefs score, it's gonna be like first tweet sent.
Yep. I told you about this team. The Eagles are.
Here's my question to you guys, though. Would you guys be surprised if we're watching the Super Bowl this Sunday and it's 40-7, Chiefs destroy them. Would you be
I
surprised?
would be surprised. I'd be
Yeah.
surprised. I think it'd be closer than that.
I would be shocked. I think this is going to be a good game. This is probably going to be one of the best games, like back and forth in a while.
Scoot, if the Eagles win this game, you're going to be punished by proxy. You have to. Because with everything you've said over this entire year about how the Eagles are fraudulent, and guess what? You jinxed them all the way to a Super Bowl.
Brandon,
you got to be punished for that.
But
Can
here's the
you
question,
balance?
though.
Go ahead.
Sorry, real quick, Scooter. If they go toe to toe with the Chiefs and lose by like a last-second field goal,
I'll say, you know what? My bad. I just thought they weren't tested, and you know what?
No backsies. No backsies.
I'll say that. But think about it. When were they tested? When? What game?
When they played 17 or what NFL games and were the first
can you look at
the
and
number
tell
one
me?
seed.
When they crushed the Giants, when they crushed the Niners, even with that defense.
The Giants?
Well, let's look at the
That's
Eagles
who you're
schedule.
Jalen Hurts,
going with?
he only got sacked one time in that game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They dominated, though.
Look at the schedule.
And the
that
Giants
Eagles have
had a
played,
penchant
and
for
what game can you point me to and say, see, this game, this makes them the real deal? There's no game because
And
it
they
hasn't
almost beat
happened.
you with Gardner Minshew.
There's no game that the Eagles have played this year that you can look at and tell me that's the game. See?
I mean, they beat
See?
the Cowboys 26-17.
Yeah, they crushed the Vikings. They crushed the Steelers. They
They
crushed.
whipped the Titans.
Vikings?
Oh yeah, they beat the Packers.
That's who you're pointing to say the Eagles are legit? They beat
Oh yeah, they crushed pretty much everyone that's thrown at them. The only reasons they lost were because they fumbled a bunch of balls against Washington, and Jalen Hurts got injured for 2 weeks. I mean, even with Gardner Minshew, he put up 34 points.
I don't know,
that
though.
supposedly elite Cowboys defense.
I don't
We'll
see.
know
Hold
one
on.
way or
Scooter
another.
does. Hold on. Scooter does have a point. I don't see any like wow wins.
But the
on this
NFC
schedule,
sucks. They
though.
beat 4 playoff teams on
Yeah.
their way to this, like to
Exactly.
the playoffs. Like
the whole
NFC 's
year
also
was full of
trash
just
this
bad
year.
football. It was
But
just the whole.
that's why I'm
league was
saying
bad.
it would not shock me if the Eagles get blown out in the Super Bowl because they haven't played anyone.
See, but I don't think they. But see, I understand. I actually agree with what you're saying that they have not been as tested as much as a team like the Chiefs have. But at the same time, I would argue that doesn't mean that they're fraudulent or they're going to get blown out. It just means that they played lesser competition. But that's not their fault. I still think that they're
I'm not
a good
saying it is
football
their
team.
fault.
But
or
I
not
don't know
their
if
fault.
even the Chiefs have really been tested that much. Any big opponent they've mostly lost against.
The
They
think
lost
the
to the
Bengals-
Bills. They lost
when
to the
they beat
Bengals.
the Bengals.
They lost to the Bengals earlier
in the regular season when it didn't
Yes.
freaking count.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
They
how-
almost lost to Jacksonville.
But where is the Eagles Bengals game? That's all I'm saying. Where's something you can say? And the thing is, there's none. It doesn't exist because unfortunately the Cowboys lost to the 49ers. That would have been it. That would have been all right. Y'all beat us. Y'all got it. But no, it was a team without Brock Purdy, and we didn't even get to see how good really the Eagles were. So
I could say
Something's gonna
both
happen
teams
this
are
Sunday.
frauds. Both teams are frauds, really.
Good, yes, Brandon.
you
I was
think about it?
hoping, I was hoping you would call the Chiefs frauds to offset Scooter's fraud take, so that I still have hope of the Chiefs winning.
The Kansas City Chiefs went into overtime with the Texans. They lost to the Colts. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Rosie. You're right. Like they don't really have. They have a bunch of like teams that should be good, but don't. They disappoint in a lot of ways. Like the Chargers cannot beat the Chiefs. You just can't.
And people
Okay,
forget
so that's your point. I see your
Philly
point.
almost lost to the Colts.
Yeah, and the
So,
Chiefs almost lost to the Texans.
But
yeah.
my rebuttal to what you're saying,
like
Perna,
woo!
yeah.
Both teams suck. It's the most. It's two of the least impressive teams who have ever gotten to the Super Bowl. We're all
I
just
would
agree on that. I
What
mean, they
would
don't
you-
even have quarterbacks that are very good when you think about it.
My only rebuttal to what you're saying, Perna, is the fact that, yeah, I mean, the Chiefs did struggle against some bad teams, but so did the Eagles.
The
And-
Chiefs had to concuss Russell Wilson to avoid him defeating them. After
They had
Mahomes
to
threw
injure
3
Brock
picks
Purdy.
against the Broncos.
They did.
3 interceptions.
Is it Brock Purdy's
Sure, they
fault
went
that
up
they
by
put a tight end on
27.
Hassan Reddick?
But
Look, all I know is there is no one saying to me, this is why I believe the Eagles are not fraudulent. I'm saying why I believe they are fraudulent.
Oh, I believe they're not fraudulent.
No
I'm simple because they have a loaded running back core. The receiving core is excellent with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. They have one of the best offensive lines in football. Their defensive line is flush with depth. 4 players with 10-plus sacks, plus they have Jordan Davis and Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph and Robert Quinn, and he barely plays. Their secondary is really strong.
Robert Quinn is like an afterthought.
Yeah, like they traded picks for him. That's why they are one of the better teams on paper I've seen in a while. And I hate Philly, and I have to respect them for what they are. It doesn't seem like they've been challenged because they just dominate everyone.
Here's
that's just not even true.
Both teams are very good. We know both.
They had a rough go at the Bears. Okay. The Bears.
Even though the Chiefs did beat the Bengals in the playoffs, they got the Bengals missing 3 starters on their offensive line. And if you watch that game, you could tell there were several plays where the Bengals offensive line did not know which player the Chiefs would be blitzing. Like they just flat out missed assignments in that game. And I think Philly's offensive line, they're not going to make those kinds of mistakes. It's going to be a lot harder to get to Jalen Hurts, even with the talent the Chiefs have up front. So a serious question is, let's say both teams do generate pressure. We think the Eagles will. We think, the Chiefs will, maybe not to the extent that they did against the Bengals. Which team is better at running screen passes to negate those blitzes? Because I think both of these teams have a lot of weapons to dump screens off to. And it might be I'm taking back my answer. The real key to this game are friggin' screen passes.
Yep, that's the key to every game. One of the most boring
plays in football, one of the most frustrating plays in football, because you think, oh, the quarterback's about to be sacked. And then he dumps it off, usually Tom Brady to James White back in the day, and they take off for 20 or 30 yards. It will be screens, death by screens.
I think the statistic that everyone's missing is every team in the NFC who made the playoffs either didn't play them or beat the Green Bay Packers, except one. And that was the Dallas Cowboys. So I think that was a big missing.
If you use the Cowboys as a litmus test.
Just saying. There was only one team in the NFC playoffs that lost to the Packers, and that was the Cowboys.
Here's another question for everyone.
They hate him because he told the truth.
If you could script the Super Bowl, how would you do it with DraftKings Sportsbook?
Oh, got him!
Transition. Golden.
That is a smooth.
You just got him.
Well done.
Ad in your face.
You just
Check it.
Ricked roll.
Big game is here. And DraftKings, they have a can't miss offer for those who want in the action for the big game. That's right, the big game. Because that's the words we have to say to describe this special day. The big game. You use our code ClickBait. All right.
Use that.
When you download the app.
Use that shit.
And if you bet $5 on the big game, you'll instantly receive an additional $200 in bonus bets. That's right. New customers, $5, big game, bonus bets, instantly $200 your account. I just pulled a Kevin from The Office. Now, you can do some parlays with those bonus bets. Which team will score first? Who's going to have the most passing yards? Who will win the game? Stack them. You'll get a bigger payout. Link in the description. And just remember, it's code ClickBait.
Code
not
ClickBait.
Scripted.
Yes.
Rigged.
Clickety baity, not clickety baity. Code ClickBait. It's spelled down down there. Right there. All right, let's talk about some.
You could rig the Super Bowl. How you rigging this game?
Oh yeah. Rig the Super Bowl. For me, the way that I would fix it is, one team gets out to a huge lead, maybe a 40-point lead. Say the Eagles get out to a 40-point lead.
Absolutely not.
40?
Yes, and everything's going well. It's swimming. It seems to be over, and then somebody from the stands, like a Chinese spy balloon, crashes onto the surface, and they're just like, all right, we got to stop. And it only takes like 30 minutes, like maybe 20 minutes to clean it up.
Yeah. Let me interject here because if you're rigging it in this manner, Patrick Mahomes
throws a football and brings down the Chinese spy.
Yes,
balloon. So
it
he can be a
explodes.
great American hero on top of it.
Right. So he's like he sees Kelsey open in the end zone, but instead he sees the Chinese spy balloon and he chooses America over Travis Kelsey. And he takes down the Chinese spy balloon. It blows up and they have to stop the game. And then, they give him a presidential commendation medal. Then the game resumes and it's just all Chiefs from then on. Like
Boom.
Freak things happen, fumbled kickoff, muffed punts. And then the Chiefs on the last second to complete the 40-point comeback. They throw a screen to Travis Kelsey, who takes it 98 yards for a touchdown. And then right after that, they sing I Am an American Hero. They sing the Hulk Hogan theme song from the 1980s. And then Patrick Mahomes takes off his uniform, revealing Hulk Hogan, like the Hulkamaniac shirt and the underwear underneath. And then everyone hugs and they say, America is best. And the Cold War version 2 is now over.
That is a very interesting adaptation of what you want the Super Bowl to be like.
Adaptation? That's the script. I got it in the mail. It was.
My bad.
Yes.
For me, it's just Kadarius Toney scoring 4 times, simply because that would be hilarious. And go Gators.
Is he the only Gator in this game?
Actually, Chauncey Gardner plays on the Eagles. So either way, Gators are winning. Hopefully, Chauncey gets traded to another team and he gets a Super Bowl that way. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Gotcha. Tree.
My script would be involving a relatively modest game for the first part, say 17-13 Chiefs at halftime. And then what ends up happening during Rihanna's halftime show is that Bane blows up the field and and the entire stadium collapses on itself. And Bane has a huge speech about how everyone needs to go back to their homes and overthrow the rich people in the world. And then what happens is that they magically rebuilt the field and the Eagles win 37-34.
Because they've got the Batman thing, right?
Yes, they do.
No.
Mm-hmm. And then Jason Kelsey comes out as Batman and just starts throwing batarangs and just starts fighting. He frees the cops from the basement and they have a big fight in front of Independence Hall. Oh, good times.
You would pick Kelsey as your Batman. You're casting him.
Well, it's either Batman or Swole Batman. So it depends.
You got skinny Batman, swole Batman, and fat Batman, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Has there ever been a fat Batman? That would be great. I think they need to be more inclusive with the Batman character.
Yeah. Kevin James.
As Batman.
Yeah.
I would take that.
Chris Farley.
They should do a parody Batman where it's just okay. Anyways, Tom, script the Super Bowl, please.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Eagles up 4. 10 seconds left. Okay. Now, MVS tweeted out after the AFC Championship game, am I still going to be able to watch Rihanna's halftime show? So now Rihanna knows MVS is a fan. Knows this. She hangs around the stadium. Okay. MVS, go route. And the corner right on top of him. But Rihanna pulls out her umbrella, Ella, which has mirrors on it, reflects the light to blind the corner, allowing MVS to get separation, diving catch, touchdown, Chiefs win.
Wow, an assist from Rihanna.
You know what?
Rihanna supports her fans. She won't put out new music, but she will help rig the Super Bowl.
We need to do another what the heck was that board game RPG thing that we did?
D&D.
Oh, D&D?
Yeah, we gotta do another D&D. That's all that reminds me of right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Are you gonna try and fight the invisible swordsman and
or rig the Super Bowl for the Cowboys?
Y'all better be glad I didn't roll. Y'all better be glad I didn't roll it. That's all I know.
That's it.
Has anyone not given their script?
I think we've all given our scripts.
You gave good scripts.
We did. So Goodell is eyeing each one over right now. We're like a musician that just submitted their demos, and hopefully he gets back to us and picks
He's
one
like,
of our scripts.
it's hard to read these great scripts when I'm just thinking about how good NFL officiating is right now.
Oh, but didn't you hear? NFL hasn't been better than it has been already. You know what I mean? Yeah, his nose just grew like 6 inches, but you know what? If he believes it, that's all that matters.
He literally said that situation that happened in the AFC Championship game happens all the time.
I mean, it kind of does if you think about it. It's nothing but like there's a lot of just penalties everywhere. I mean, if you the more egregious example was Chiefs Raiders that happened like I think week 5 or 6, where the Raiders got a bunch of calls early on. There was a really bad roughing the passer penalty, and then the refs decided they didn't want to die, so they just gave a bunch of penalties to the Chiefs. And it's just and that's how Kansas City won.
My thing is there should never be a false start missed. Like there should be an official in the Booger McFarland mobile that goes up and down the sideline, and his only job is to call false starts.
Oh, they've been missing those for years.
They've been missing those bad. Like there should be a guy in a golf cart or whatever in a scissor lift, just hitting a button every time that there's a false start, because it happens a lot. I mean, the Giants got away with one. Evan Neal totally false started in the playoff game against the Vikings, and they should have a sky judge for just that, because they seem to miss it all the time. You mentioned Rihanna earlier. I want to know what everyone's favorite halftime show of all time in the Super Bowl.
It's Prince. It's got to be Prince. Are you kidding me? Purple Rain asking, can he make it rain harder? MJ's up there, but Prince got to be Prince. It's got to be Prince. It was so good. It was so
That is a good one. That is a good one. MJ was beast because they had like MJ imitators around the stadium, and one guy would do the hee and then like disappear into a fog of smoke, and then MJ appeared out of nowhere in the center of the stage. Because I really thought that Michael Jackson was on top of the scoreboard. My 8-year-old brain was like, how did he get up there? And then when he disappeared and then showed up, I was like, MJ's magic. He really is.
I mean, I like Beyonce's personally.
Oh, good.
The thing is, like, and then y'all remember the Janet Jackson?
I thought someone would bring up Janet.
The Janet Jackson.
That was the only time.
Like, did y'all see that live?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, I was like, did that just?
We were wondering what happened there. It's like, what?
Yeah,
that was wild. But other than that, I feel like they've been kind of tame ever since that happened.
Of that.
Well, the NFL panicked.
Like
remember, they had a bunch of safe picks. Like
give them Imagine Dragons.
The Who,
give them something that's never gonna mess up ever. Yeah. They ruined it. That moment ruined it for like 10 years. I feel like, and we're just now getting back.
Yeah, last year I'd say they pushed the envelope. They had Snoop Dogg on doing a little sea walk in.
That was a throwback. A throwback to like the early 2000s. Yeah, I mean, I gotta go with something that made my 15-year-old horny mind come back into the forefront. Shakira and J-Lo.
Oh yeah, that was
they aged so well. Those hips don't lie, baby.
No, they did not. They told the truth. Remember,
last
she did that
was
tongue
actually
thingy.
Really good too.
Last year's was super good.
Who was last year?
It was the like the throwback.
Trey was there, right?
I mean, people.
We made a bunch of jokes about 50 Cent adjusting for inflation.
Yes,
he was upside down, right?
Yes, he was, and then he was very much jacked, or I would say a little zoptic. Is that the word? Which is like a nice word for chunky. What would you say is the worst halftime show? Like just most boring.
Dude, the Black Eyed Peas one for Tree in our Super Bowl. Oh man, that was bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
Fergie was off key.
Well, Fergie was since Fergie came into that band, they weren't that good.
I would say the Britney. Oh, go ahead.
The first time I ever heard of Bruce Springsteen, I think, was him playing the Super Bowl. I had no idea who this guy was. I was like, and everyone else knew who it was. And I was like,
funny.
Who is Bruce Springsteen? I had to look him up.
Yeah.
Maroon 5 was bad.
Maroon 5 was the one.
Maroon 5 was terrible.
And they only played the beginning of Sweet Victory from SpongeBob, and we thought
they robbed us, and then they went right into
Imagine Dragons would be terrible.
People forget New Kids on the Block did it too.
What?
Really?
They were hanging
I need
tough.
to look at a list of all the performance. Maroon 5. Oh my gosh.
I would say the Britney Spears one was pretty bad because she was so bad at singing. Like she was never known as a vocal talent, but they didn't have her lip sync, so it was pretty bad.
The Blues Brothers did it too.
What?
Y'all
Now
know
there
who Bruce
was one
Springsteen is?
show, I think way back in the day, where they had like the Louisiana something marching band or something like that. Yeah. It was a
Probably
tribute
back
to
in the
Mardi
70s.
Gras, Super Bowl 9 or 4.
Oh.
Yeah. No, Super Bowl 3, they had the Florida A&M University band. Like it used to, this halftime show used to be like a joke.
It's just FAMU.
Oh, it used to be just marching dances. It was like college football.
It's just
Yeah.
FAMU. That's FAMU. They
Oh my gosh. Pete Mountain, Doug Kershaw, Irma Thomas, Nicholls State University Marching Band, and the Southern University Marching Band. This was Super Bowl 24 in 1990.
Up with
Who's
people
Pete Fountain?
I don't know.
He's American jazz
Metallica was
clarinetist. They had a
Yeah,
recital at halftime. they had this guy just go
All right.
Various
and be like,
Caribbean
I'm
bands,
trying out
including
for
drummers.
first chair. I
top
will
5
clarinet
worst
you.
Super Bowl halftime performances. I'm looking at the list right now.
Okay.
2010, they had The
Can you
Who.
take me higher?
Y'all remember?
No way the
washed
Who are
up
that
Who.
bad.
The Who.
The Who
friggin'
is
rock.
legendary though.
Who?
We don't
Who?
get fooled again.
Yeah, you don't get fooled again. You fool me
Wait,
once,
did they
shame
not-
on me. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again.
Paul McCartney did the Super Bowl?
You would know the Who if
Yeah.
you heard him.
Warren
Yeah,
Moon
you would
did
know
the
the
Super Bowl?
Who. Yeah. Pinball Wizard, short Baba O'Reilly.
Albert O'Reilly, baby.
Baba O'Reilly.
The Who are on The Simpsons, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone here knew about Bruce Springsteen? Like y'all know who this man is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Hello,
been
I am
known
Bruce, and I
20
am
years you
Springsteen.
knew. So it's just me?
That's who Bruce and Springsteen are named after.
What's the next
I mean, I know
worst
that
one?
now, but like I did not a while ago.
What's the next one that you hating on? Super Bowl show.
Have we already done predictions? Like score predictions?
No, we're gonna
for
wrap
one?
up with that. But I gotta know which the next worst Super Bowl was.
Hold on.
Does anybody remember anything from the Janet Jackson one besides
Oh yeah.
the
It
nipple?
was Justin Timberlake.
That
Oh,
I
it was like
remember-
Timberlake.
dancing, and then he just like they
Yeah.
ripped it off. It's
But was it
what
like
happened?
was it like good up until that point?
Oh, I don't remember.
was.
Yeah, it was like
Well, I
fantastic.
mean, that was when Timberlake was at the top of his game.
P.
He
Diddy,
did
Kid
60
Rock,
pack.
Jessica Simpson, and
Mhm.
Nelly all in that same lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
How is Rock Your Body 20 years old?
You just wait.
Because that was the song where it's like, I'm gonna get you naked by the end of the song, and then they rip off the boobs. I remember.
I
that.
was shocked when Coldplay was the halftime show because Coldplay, they're all
Yeah.
about, their good
Well,
work.
you have to remember, it's like they went
out.
really safe, and then they had Paul McCartney
Yeah.
the year after.
Yeah, they had Lady Gaga was there.
Lady
Katy
Gaga?
Perry one was bizarre
Yo!
too.
What was
they
the
had
left
the-
shark was always weird.
Yeah.
The Temptations? What the heck? They had a Motown? Bruh,
Yeah.
Motown's 40th, 1998.
Let's
That's
go.
crazy. They had
Prince
Boyz II
was
Men,
so
Smokey
good.
Robinson, The Temptations, Queen Latifah for some reason. I gotta look at this one. That's crazy. Are y'all?
Janet
aware
had
of
been
this?
actually at the Super Bowl many times. She had been there in 2004. And
Why was
with
Queen Latifah there
Timberlake.
for Motown?
Was
tribute?
that the nipple incident? Yes, that was. It was 2004. And then they invited Timberlake back later
Yeah,
in
18.
2018.
Huh.
No Janet.
Do you watch
Sans
The
Janet.
Sopranos, Scooter?
Oh yeah.
You know Silvio?
No, I mean I probably do, but not by name, by character. I need to see his face. Silvio.
He is a guitar player in Bruce Springsteen's band,
Give me one second.
and
Silvio.
he played the halftime show.
Yeah. Wait, what? He's who? He's who? He's the guitarist.
Guitar player for Bruce Springsteen, the E Street Band.
Are you lying to me right now?
No. I wouldn't make that up.
Silvio Dante is in a band.
Bruce Springsteen.
I'm learning new things every day. This is crazy. I love this man in The Sopranos.
Oh,
Man.
doggo. All right, let's wrap up the show with our official Super Bowl predictions. I will call on Scooter first. Because...
All right, look. I'm going to try and be as realistic as possible, okay? And this is what I believe, okay? Based on everything I've already said, I honestly believe it's going to be Kansas City by 2 touchdowns or more.
Whoa.
Kansas City by 2 touchdowns or more. The Eagles are untested. And you know what? If they win, I will tip my hat, clip this. I will say, I'm sorry, Eagles fans.
I'm sorry,
right.
Eagles.
You were the best team in the NFL this year. My bad. I will say that if they pull this off. See how it plays out.
Okay. Tree.
Ooh. Super Bowl prediction score. I got to go. Since the script was revealed, I'm going to say they're going to change the script. I mentioned this on Dumpster Fire. I think the EAGLES Eagles win 29-20.
Yep. He's going to keep it.
The Eagles
same.
are what? Like 1.5 point favorites?
I think so.
I think so.
As I said, I think it's going to be a more than 1 score ending, though.
Yeah. I think the Chiefs win by 4. I think they're just going to be too hard to stop at the end of the game, like they always stupid are.
4 touchdowns.
And if I were to script it, Justin Reed would be kicking the game-winning field goal for the Chiefs.
Amen.
That would be the only thing I accept.
Justin Reed?
Also,
no Butker?
There's an update
Butker's
from
out
Tom
because he got too drunk at halftime. Justin
There's
Reed
breaking
injured.
news from Tom Pelissero. Apparently, the Saints and Raiders already have the framework for a Derek Carr trade in place.
Oh my
nothing yet.
goodness.
But nothing yet. So that is just the rumor going on right now.
Yeah. Carr canceled his visit with the Panthers. Too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to do much for the Saints. Their issues are more than quarterback, I feel like. But whatever. If it works for them, I like Derek Carr. Wish him nothing but the best of luck.
Baby.
I think both the Carrs have gotten a bad shake of things in the NFL. I think David Carr could have been a really great QB, but just
Texans
ended up
ruined him.
on the
Texans ruined
Texans.
him. I mean, I don't think they should be giving up a first rounder, especially with that contract.
Yeah, there's no way that Derek Carr
You'd be
would
lucky
get
to get a
first
third,
rounder, right, guys?
Conditional 4th, probably.
Yeah, I don't see anyway. Yeah.
Is views and money? No. If they wanted views and money, they're pissed at the Bills because they didn't get that neutral site AFC Championship game. And I wonder if they'll change it either way. Because they wanted that
31-27 Chiefs, by the way.
31-27.
31-27 Chiefs. Yep.
Brandon, did you predict?
Tuesday.
I didn't give a score.
Okay, give a score.
Well,
what you said on Tuesday was Chiefs 27-24. You sticking with that?
Yes. 28-24 because I said 4 points today.
Okay.
48-34. 48-34. Chiefs.
All right. And to close out the show, I said Eagles 30-27 because I don't know why. It's just going to be one of those years. It'll be one of those.
Adam and I are just scared our division rivals going to, and then Scooter, we're all scared our division rivals going to win.
Yeah. I mean, I got no stake in this game. I'm just going to relax. The only thing is my in-state rival might win, but it's like, whatever.
Bro, Tree, you don't want that, man.
I already experienced it 5 years ago. Trust me.
You want that again?
Well, as I said, I already experienced it, unfortunately. And I've resigned myself to having to accept it and the entire area of Philadelphia be destroyed by a cloud of toxic smug that just engulfs that city.
My throat's shot, so I can't rap.
I can do it, though.
Yeah, do it, Tree. Do it.
2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, 4.
What?
Tom's throat is slit, so it is not a score. The Super Bowl is coming and it's gonna be real high.
I did.
I mean, at the end of the day, this rap isn't really working.
Good run.
I get it. Whatever.
Coach ends by.
He did
I
have
tried.
a golden
Tried.
voice.
Pretty good.
Tom's life is always in the balance these days.
I got $38.96. Thank you. $48.96.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right. Scooter, you have nothing, unfortunately. So it's just the three of us.
Scooter's out of the running. Cannot be punished.
Tom, what do you got?
No, I thought we were waiting to see what Tree got.
Okay.
What does Tree got?
214.34.
204.93. Let's go.
Let's go.
$195.06.
Someone donate to that, please.
No, it's over. Countdown is over.
Well, that hurt, but that was so worth it.
Tom
Has
Brady
to
poster for me,
recreate.
mother lickers.
Tree has to recreate the Tom Brady picture.
No. No, that's an automatic veto. No one wants to see that.
I'm just imagining Tree in a sunlit room, just in his boxers. Just
I'm sorry. Can we
taking a
just put this
selfie.
out? Like Tom Brady's, like his nipples are the eyes, and then you have the face. That's
Oh yeah, it looks like a little angry man.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, somebody,
my
I zoomed in on that in one of my episodes, and somebody screenshotted and put a nose, like a human nose, in the middle of it, and it is very disturbing.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard no from me.
All right, come on, think of
you
some
gotta
ideas.
Buy that underwear too.
Yeah, that would be
Grand
great.
undies.
See Tree in some boxer briefs.
How about no? How about no?
Location.
No one
Okay.
wants to see this naked. Let's be real
No.
here.
Can we do
No,
I do.
Not even
can
any
we do
girl I'm
it-
with. That's why you do it in the dark.
I know, like we've kind of done it, but can we do a unitard for Tree? And he has to wear Tom Brady underwear on top of it, just like I had to wear a yellow unitard and dress as a jaguar. And I could get close, and it could be flesh colored, so it'd be like the real thing.
I mean,
we gotta dress Tree up. We gotta dress.
Tree's
him
got to
up.
go on a 4-day darkness retreat.
No, that's your punishment, Tom.
That's fine.
Normal people call that camping.
I'm just gonna go into the camp. I'm just gonna go to the crawl space.
I think Tree should have to do a 4-minute darkness retreat and just report on that.
Actually,
4 minutes is
you know
pretty
what?
long
I
to
like
be in the
that.
dark.
I like this a lot. He recreates the Whopper. He sings it the entire time. Too.
Okay. Yes, I
He's
could
got to go
actually
out
do
and buy a
that.
Whopper, and he's got to sing the Whopper song.
Mm-hmm.
That can
I
work.
could do that.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could work. I could produce something like that.
Okay.
Whopper. All right,
That's not
Okay.
bad at all.
There it is. We have decided.
Yeah.
Brandon, what do you got coming out?
I did a video today about Russell Wilson's charity and Michael Irvin getting banned or something from talking to people at the Super Bowl. It's good.
You really sold that one hard, Brad.
Tree.
Okay.
I got a Haters Guide Debriefing came out yesterday, and me and Five are doing a Super Bowl stream on the Dumpster
We
Fire
are
on Sunday
We
night.
we are Super Bowl streaming.
Yeah, Parn, aren't you streaming for charity?
Yeah, I'm going to try and raise money for a real charity, the Alzheimer's
Nice.
Association, during the
Nice.
Super Bowl. I don't know if I'll hit the goal then, but I bet we can get a big chunk
No.
going.
But I
I
mean,
gotta figure
you
out
got
what-
pretty close a couple times.
Yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to do if we hit the goal. Some good suggestions, but I haven't decided yet.
Tom Brady picture.
Oh yeah, but Tom Brady picture. That's easy.
Yeah, for you it's better. I mean, for me, no.
5. What do you got?
Well, pending sponsor approval, I have what is the largest stadium possible that could be built. It's very nerdy. I actually had help from my buddy Jack on Twitter.
Nice.
That he's a stadium render. He does stadium renders and knows a lot about stadiums. So I did a little interview with
cool.
him, and we asked about, is a 1 million seat stadium possible, and going to
I
be
did not hear about that.
dropping
That's
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Scoots.
Directly following this, DraftKings actually approved my video. It is
Yeah,
if
we're all
you've been
waiting.
Following
I know.
the
I had mine
NFC
yesterday.
If you've been following the NFC East meetings, this is the pre-Super Bowl meeting between all the NFC East teams. So that'll be dropping within a couple of hours. And also NBA trade deadline. Wow, Kevin Durant's on the Suns now. That video will be out either later tonight or tomorrow. And once again, please just, I don't know if you guys, whatever your faith is, whatever you believe, but if you could just continue to pray for my dad, for recovery, much appreciated. And yeah.
Definitely, man.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. We'll have something to talk
Absolutely.
about. We'll have a Super Bowl to dissect.
And hopefully Milwaukee